We're live and ready. Okay. The meeting will come to order. Welcome to the first meeting for 2026, January 14th, 2026. Having trouble saying that. Me?
You got to move closer.
Like get closer to the microphone. Okay. If you'd all stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, will you call the roll, please?
Yes, Division 1,
Here.
Division 2,
Here.
Division 3,
Here.
Division 4,
Here.
Division 5.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'd just like to thank the Board of Directors for entrusting me to this position again this year. Have a lot to look forward to this year, a lot of stuff going on. I'm excited about it, but I think we're going to be challenged also. So looking forward to a great new year. With that said, I'm going to propose some minor changes to the parliamentary procedure rules that we have used in the past. And I propose that we follow them more rigidly, for lack of a better word. And one of those is in parliamentary procedure, you make the motion before you start the conversation. So the agenda we'll have an agenda item. We'll make the motion first rather than later, and then we can change it, add to it, do whatever we want to it as we go through the discussion. That's a minor change. And then the same with the consent agenda. Rather than pulling items to talk about and then vote a special motion, I propose that we have a motion for the consent agenda, just like we do. And then if anybody wants, because most of the time there are only clarifications that need to happen. We're not discussing each item. But if somebody has a clarification, we'll do it that way and have the clarification. And then if there's no other clarification, we'll have a vote on the consent agenda.
I get a clarification on the clarification.
Yeah, I don't understand exactly.
So are you saying that basically on the consent agenda, we'd have a motion to approve it?
Approve the whole consent
And
agenda?
then before the vote, people could either pull an item or clarify. And what happens if
Just
we do pull an
clarify-
item?
Just clarification.
We'd have to amend the
And then if we want,
motion.
then if we want to pull one or send it back to for a revision, then we would have an amendment to the consent agenda.
Yeah, you'd have a second motion that would.
Right. This way, we're not going to eliminate too much extra work, but we're going to eliminate a little bit by doing this.
Typically, the items that get pulled on the consent, as President Beerwagon just stated, are pulled for clarification
Clarification.
purposes,
Mhm.
very minor. And so with his proposal, those clarifications could occur. But then if somebody still wants something pulled for actual real discussion as opposed to, or debate as opposed to just clarification, then there would have to be an amended motion made.
And even
But will we have to kill the first motion?
we would
A
have
substitute motion.
Substitute motion.
substitute motion.
So it'd be a substitute motion to adopt the consent absent the item that you want to pull.
Okay.
This
That's-
is
that's a
better.
new wrinkle. No, well, that's a.
Well-
It doesn't accomplish my goals.
Well, 90% of the time it would,
Yeah,
right? Or
right.
95% of the time.
That's
You're
what
just
I
requesting
was
some
looking-
clarification.
Because it's been pretty straightforward recently, but and then the final one I wanted to mention was our little challenge with Board of Directors items and reports, i.e. the last meeting where we got into a workshop in that discussion. And I almost called point of order at that time, but didn't. And I proposed that those items, if board members have new items that they'd like to talk about, we mention them. We have a consensus that we want to bring it back as a workshop and just do it that way. So then we do have legitimate time to talk about it and not trying to cram it in at the end of the meeting and have a more streamlined way of handling those. And I'm all for them. And I'll be open to any items, even if they don't come up at that time. So those are a couple of things I'll be focusing on this year. Any questions about that? Okay.
Yeah, but we'll table it.
What's that? Oh, speaking of that, yes, thank you. So part of parliamentary procedure is so we have a main motion. The first motion is called the main motion. You can have an amendment to the motion, or you can table it either definitely or indefinitely. You can name a time to bring it back to the board. Those are all secondary motions that are, and the motion to table ends the whole discussion at that point in time. If a main motion does not receive a second, it dies for the item dies for a lack of second.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question about that. So if someone in your proposal proposes to table an item,
Yes.
do they need a second?
Yes.
Okay, it didn't sound like that. Okay, thank you.
And then it requires, then it takes precedent over the main motion.
Okay, got it.
Same with an amendment takes precedent over the
Got it.
main motion.
Thank you.
So I have a
Then-
question, Chris,
yeah.
also. Is there any way to have a workshop? You have to define every issue you're going to bring up, or is there a way we could just sit around and have a workshop with the community for 5-10 minutes? Because in its essence, that's what we were doing.
Yes, right. And that's been very much on my mind, that idea. So
You can, we just would have some broader topic, right? Infrastructure or
Mhm.
priorities or
right.
whatever we could fit it into. You want to be able to provide the public with enough notice to understand what you're going to be talking about in the event that they have interest in a particular topic. You don't want to be so obscure that the public has no idea what you're actually talking about. It's more important if you're taking a vote to have the agenda be very clear on what you're voting on.
Yeah,
So
which we
somewhere-
wouldn't be, but
somewhere in there, and that we can talk about that idea. Okay, how to make that, because that's very much on my mind in relation to what happens with because we only have the last item to talk about those things, right? And it's not appropriate at that time to have a give and take or a roundtable discussion about those items.
Right, but it should be defined enough. We wouldn't have just a spot on the agenda that says workshop and it's just this
Just
free for all
Right,
every
right.
meeting.
That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
We could just put a time limit on it and say, okay, 10 minutes, 5 minutes,
Yeah, I don't
over with.
It's an agenda issue. The public, you have to provide notice.
Right.
So one of the issues with the prior discussion about the cattle grazing, we could have members of the public that were very interested in that topic, would
Right.
like to either listen or
Right.
participate,
Right.
but we didn't have it agendized. So
Mhm.
that's the issue in director's comments. Just be brief, raise the issue. If you want to have a discussion on it, or it kind of becomes a hot topic, then let's agendize it.
And that's been on my mind for quite a while, observing and participating. So, all right, thank you for all that. Next, we'll have public comment for any items on the agenda. If anybody'd like to comment this morning, either virtually or in the audience, do so at this time. Raise your hand. Let's see, I don't have the screen. How do we do that?
He's trying to find the
I'm
hands.
trying to find
There you go.
there we go.
I don't see any hands.
No hands. Okay. And nobody from the public? All right. At this time, we have a special order, employee recognition and service awards. And who's going to handle that this morning?
I will kick it off, and I think Chris, are you gonna pop up the presentation? So we have decided to celebrate our major milestones for our staff more often. So instead of doing it twice per year, we'll be doing it on a quarterly basis. And this just allows us a little bit more focused time to recognize and congratulate folks on their great achievements and their commitment to the district. So we have one 10-year employee, and Mr. Thomas Kluge. He is in the hydroelectric department, and he's a senior electrical systems technician. He started in hydro in November of 2015, and he brought to us his experience previously working for other hydroelectric utilities, which is always a very difficult skill set to find and a very niche area of expertise. In 2023, Thomas became the supervising electrical systems technician, and he leads all of the electrical technicians in the hydro department. Thomas is very logical. Has a very, very dry sense of humor, which we all appreciate. And he is always very friendly and is always willing to share all of his knowledge. It's been a joy to work with Thomas, and we all really appreciate him. And I don't think Thomas is here today. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Greg, you want to do NASA?
I will
Let's do
talk about NASA for just a minute or so. There was a great photo earlier that I saw of NASA hugging a very large tree, and I wish we would have had that on here. She's been tasked with this district as the environmental resources administrator to help us with our fuels projects. NASA started at NID with the goal in 2015 of developing a watershed management program throughout the nearly 7,000 acres of forested lands that the district owns. Initially working alone as a one-person team, NASA proved to be an exceptional asset to maintain large, complex, often grant-funded projects of fuels reduction, watershed health, and meadow restoration. These projects, largely in remote interior of the Sierra Nevada, required diligent planning, adaptive management skill sets, regulatory knowledge of environmental compliance, including CEQA and forest practices rules, and often on-site contractor engagement in sometimes difficult conditions. NASA has overseen countless numbers of these forestry projects, which in turn have made the district's infrastructure and our communities much safer and more reliant and resilient. NASA has helped to develop NID into a leading regional example of effective, creative, and progressive forest management activities. When NASA's away from work, she finds herself back in nature. From the mountains to the ocean with family and friends, NASA's favorite activities include being somewhere outside. On any given weekend or holiday, you can find her and her family enjoying the natural diversity California has to offer. Thank you, NASA, for your 10 years of service to NID.
Yes, thank you. She's not here either.
She's not here right now.
Congrats.
Nope.
Okay.
It's out in nature.
She's out in nature.
Busy. She's busy. Hugging a tree.
And the next person we get to celebrate is Tina Haney. So Tina's been with us for 15 years now, and she is our compliance analysis analyst in hydro. So this is a very, very challenging job. And I have had the pleasure of working with Tina very closely for the past few years. We coordinate very closely on all FERC compliance, the FERC relicensing, basically anything that has to do with FERC or NERC, Tina takes care of. And I have the utmost confidence in her, and I feel very confident that she is always acting and representing the district in our best interest. And she goes beyond the call of duty to keep us out of trouble with all of the various rules. It's a whole lot of juggling, and I couldn't be more proud of how she's really stepped into this role over the last couple of years. So she began working in the district in October of 2010, and she was actually a customer account assistant. In she moved over to the hydro team as a management assistant and began her position in hydro compliance in 2018. She worked her way all the way up from hydro compliance technician to hydro compliance technician 2. And then now she has been formally made the hydro compliance administrator. So this is a very difficult position to recruit for and find somebody who's talented at doing it, because not only do they have to be able to deal with all of the internal coordination and monitoring needed, but they also need to be well adept at dealing with all the regulatory agencies, which there are numerous of them. So Tina carries a huge workload and has a lot of balls up in the air all the time, and she just does a wonderful job. And she's always been very pleasant to work with. She's my favorite type of staff are those staff that really kind of ask questions and push back to make sure we're doing the right thing for the right reasons. And she's really, really good at doing that. And she's also very, very cheerful to work with, which is always a pleasure. So we greatly appreciate Tina and congratulate her on her 15 years.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to those that were recognized this morning. We know that our very public agency benefits from having quality employees, and we thank you for that. Next is a retirement presentation.
So this, I think I'll ask Sandra to come up. So this is always, it's very exciting to congratulate somebody for retirement, but there's also another side of that coin. And because we really like is going to leave. So Sandra has prepared a few thoughts, and I can assure you that we all share in Sandra's thoughts that she has developed. I did have an opportunity to read them, and I couldn't agree more.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, board, public, and NID team that's here today. We're here today to celebrate Joan in her retirement, and she is here front and center. Hi, Joan. So I just want to say a few words about her. So today we're here to celebrate Joan and the impact she has made throughout her 15 years at the district. Joan began her journey with the district as a finance assistant in the recreation department. It didn't take long before her skills and dedication led her over to the great finance side. Or maybe she was bored. I'm not really sure. But anyway, she ended up in finance, and that's where she's been. She currently serves at as the purchasing supervisor and plays a key role managing the day-to-day operations of our purchasing policy, procurement policy, and the day-to-day and the warehouse operations. She's also known as part of the finance police, I like to call it, because we often have to say no. No, you can't do that. No, you don't have enough budget. No, you don't have the correct support. And so she does that with grace and elegance and professionalism. Joan's positive impact extends beyond her team. It goes out to all of the departments and even to all of our vendors. She is a main contact to all of our external vendors and has great relationships with all of them. Joan consistently goes above and beyond, and it has truly been an honor working with her. Even though it's my short time, only 3 years, but many of the staff have worked with her her whole career, all 15 years. Joan could have retired already. She could have retired probably a year or two ago. Sometimes I wonder why she didn't, given the big project that we just embarked on, our Tyler ERP project. So Tyler ERP was a huge lift, and Joan did not retire. There's a funny saying about the acronym ERP. So it's formally known as our Enterprise Resource Planning. So it's our new software, also referred to as early retirement plan. Joan did not retire early. We are so thankful for that. It was a perfect opportunity. We would not be able to use that joke at any other time. At the end of 24, as you know, we began the intense transition to Tyler, our new ERP system. It came with its fair share of ups and downs and challenges and frustrations. I'm sure there were moments that did cross Joan's mind where she's like, maybe I should just go. Like I could retire, but she didn't. She stuck it out all the way until now, go live. We literally just went go live, and thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for not leaving us, because it would have been much more difficult had she had gone early. Joan, we hope retirement gives you the opportunities to travel and visit your grandchildren more and your kids, and also to enjoy music festivals with her husband and more time for quilting. She needs to get back into quilting. While Joan may be retiring from the district, her work is far from finished. She is simply moving to new management. So you can talk to her grandkids on how they're going to direct her workload from here forward. Joan is not done today. Her last day is next Thursday, January 22nd. So if anybody wants to stop by and congratulate her and chat with her, it's actually next Thursday. So Joan, thank you again for your dedication, your leadership, and most of all, your big heart.
Nice.
Thank you, Sandra, and congratulations, Joan. We appreciate your longevity and the kind words that we heard about your service.
You have a hand raised, Chris.
Pardon me? Oh, we have a hand raised? Okay. How do I do this? This is, who's got?
This will, Stepanian will.
Yes. I need coached, Chris. Oh, I see it. Okay, says it's is this an NID employee? You don't know. What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thank you. This is Roger Smedley, and I just wanted to have a quick discussion about Cascade Shores and what's going on with the ramp there to speak up on behalf of that. Is this not the time to do that, or did I come in too late?
Yes, sir, you came in too late. We already passed a public comment for items not on the agenda. So, but you're welcome to reach out to your director or the general manager to talk about that.
Okay, I guess I'll do that then.
Okay, thank you. Thanks
All
for the
right,
call.
thank you.
Okay, where were we? Okay, at this time, we're going to have a recess to celebrate Joan's retirement, and we'll take 10 or 15 minutes to do that.
Perfect.
We're taking a recess. Okay. Okay, so back in session, NID board meeting. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. We'll see how that goes with my new parliamentary procedure.
Well, I was going to say in support of your new thing, I would like to move that the consent agenda be approved.
Okay.
I will second that with one quick clarifying question.
Well, you just second it first.
Challenging.
Get to that, okay? All right, moved in second. Is there any, would anybody like any clarification on any item?
I have it on 4B.
So what?
4B, the investment. I mean, I think it's a needed added part of our investment policy. And in Europe, they do have negative interest rates. They feel security is important, so they pay the bank or whatever group to protect their money. How did this come to us? Is this some kind of portending negative interest rates in America because they've talked about it?
No, I don't believe so. So on an annual basis, as a government agency responsible for public funds, we are required to have an investment policy. The investment policy is required to be compliant with the state government code. All changes that have been proposed are based off of modifications to the government code. And our investment advisor, PFM, they complete the review every year.
Okay, and that came from them.
Correct.
And, it's far from me to think that the government's looking for more of our money.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else need a clarification? Is there any public comment on the consent agenda? If you'd like to comment online, raise your hand. It looks like I'm looking at the right screen.
You are.
Okay,
No hands.
no hands. All right, with that, Madam Secretary, will you call the roll, please?
Division 5,
Yes.
Division 4,
Yes.
Division 1,
Yes.
Division 3,
Aye.
Division 2.
Aye, thank you very much. Okay, next we have General Manager's report.
All right, the most exciting thing that I have to report out on is that we have officially, as Sandra referenced earlier, gone live on our new, the financial system component, which generates all of the accounting and auditing for the district, as well as the payroll component of the Tyler ERP. And with that, please, Sandra and Naomi, please stand up because they have worked countless hours. Countless
Come
hours.
on, ladies.
No, literally stand up. Stand up. Literally stand up.
You're too tired from working so many.
They're too tired for working so many hours.
Right.
I can't even stand up.
And also a big shout out to Liz who runs payroll and Desiree's training to be your backup. But the amount of work and effort and tears that goes into implementing a system like this is just enormous.
Say tears?
I did say tears.
Must be a girl thing.
Oh boy.
Look out there.
Definitely see more men get teary-eyed here than I have women. So for the record. But a huge thank you to them. Without their dedication and compassion for the project, it would have not gone forward. So just to remind the board, if you recall, this project was started and stopped.
Yes, it was.
And it failed.
He
You know,
came on board 7 years ago.
yeah, it failed in a big ball of smoke and money. And so Sandra, when she came aboard, we had developed a plan to completely clean up the finances before moving into this, which was the correct choice to make. And we've even heard feedback from the Tyler team, who are the actual, you know, they own the software and they provide consultant resources to assist us through this, that this has been one of their easiest implementations they've ever had. So payroll came out. We've been able to cut checks. We are in business. So it was it's always real nerve wracking that first payroll, because paying people or not paying people would be a nightmare. So it came out and we weren't late, and it was even a holiday week. So huge kudos to all of them. I think I'm still getting the evil eye from Naomi over there. That's how much work. They're not even happy it's implemented yet. It will be in about 2 weeks.
Do they get to take a vacation?
They need to take a very long vacation.
Yeah.
I've had to threaten both of them that I'm going to fire them multiple times if they don't leave work at a reasonable time. So often I fire them on Friday and I don't rehire them till Mondays.
Is it too soon to start asking if we're gonna have a new system?
Like I said, more men cry here than women. So. And then based off of water supply, we're looking good. Chip, we think we might start spilling in Scott's in a couple of weeks, right? Yep. So we are looking just fantastic from a water perspective. We do have a dry spell in front of us. So we do still
2 weeks.
2-week dry spell. So we still encourage our customers to keep up their great efforts with conservation. But other than that, we are doing just wonderful.
That's great.
Art was on
The snow, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Very little snowpack.
Awesome.
How is it? Have we done a
Snowpack survey will be done.
till? Yeah, it's mid-February thing, I believe.
If we don't get any more snow, postpone it until March.
It just depends if there's
Because
enough
it's
rain
so-
to go. Measured, yes.
It's not going to look good.
Well, it's supposed to be 68 today here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And for the rest of the week, I think.
Yeah, we're hitting a little warm spell.
Brad's loving the grass growth, right?
Yes, sir.
My steer hasn't come in to eat yet.
Good.
And that's all I had.
That's all you have. Thank you, Jennifer. Board of Directors reports, items, things you want to bring up.
I'll start if I
oh.
could.
Yes.
I brought this up before. I'm going to bring it up for discussion. I know the tabling comment or what it is, but Placer County Board of Supervisors has a meeting in Auburn mostly, but occasionally they bring it up to Tahoe City just because that's part of the district. I don't know if we could do once a year in Placer County as a Board of Directors meeting for down in my district, just for that.
I would support that and have
I
for some
think we
time.
formally did that, and I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah.
We could do that. We just,
Yeah, we did.
But we'll,
We've
I'm
talked
sure we
about
can
it.
come up with somewhere.
Okay.
The yard, plaster yard.
The garage. The garage.
the garage.
Dueling dogs.
Cyril,
As we can do it at Dueling Dogs.
Cyril Stevens Brewery.
Time will be much more fun. Than
The second thing is, could I get a status of the surplus properties updates when you guys get a chance?
That's also on my list.
Yeah, we can, let's put it on the agenda list.
Director Heck.
Yes, I just have 3 very quick items. I too would like a status update on the surplus properties. I have been working, and thank you, God, Chip, for the spaghetti map that you gave me. I'm going to hold it up so people can appreciate just how, wow, constituent responses and constituent questions. And we have this amazing staff. I talk about it whenever I talk about NID, how terrific all of you are. Chip, I bet you didn't do this just by yourself, right? Anyway, so thank you to you and everyone else who helped put this all together. And then lastly, I'm just reporting out that I've been asked to give a presentation to the Placer County Board of Realtors with regard to easements, canals, all of those kinds of things that tend to get misrepresented in the realtors' world of how they represent properties. They tend to continue to say things like your own private creek and things like that. And so I'm going to go, and I've asked Earl if he wants to come in. Of course, anybody can come. and we'll make a presentation, and Greg is going to be there as well. So that's it.
Long time coming.
Yeah, well, I did,
That for quite a while.
I did 2 of them here locally.
Yeah.
But what I have found now is that it's been a year or 2 since we did it, I think. And a new crop of realtors come in, right? And they don't know what they don't know. So it's probably something we should do once a year as a workshop for the realtors, both in Placer and Nevada County.
Good idea.
Okay, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky. Director Johansson.
Yeah. See, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, be a town hall meeting in Penn Valley at the Seventh-day Adventists. On the 22nd, LAFCO meeting in the morning. Also then with a kind of reception for SR Jones and meeting Bud Rice, the new LAFCO executive director. The 22nd is going to be important because LAFCO will be voting on the merger of Rough and Ready Fire District with Penn Valley Fire District. On February 4th, the Resilience Project has its next Zoom meeting. And then on the 18th at the Love Building, I can't remember, 3 or 4 o'clock, Steve, will be a public presentation. Got a little work to do there. So that's about it.
Thank you, Rich. Brad.
So you mentioned earlier that the timing of the storms has been perfect for those of us in the livestock business. Very much appreciate that, Chip. I'm sure you have something to do with that. So we were able to get a bunch of animals out of the barns and get them back on grazing where they're supposed to be. Anyways, we're looking forward to more rain sometime in the future. But right now we're really enjoying the sunshine and the
No fog.
the drying out and not using 4-wheel drive on every one of our ranch roads. And I'm sure staff appreciates that when they're out on the canals too. I see people out treating canals. Had an opportunity to meet with the right-of-way department, had a very positive interaction on some access issues. And anyways, it was like Ricky always says, the meeting with staff, what a great agency with people that are obviously proud to be working for this agency and their credit when they interact with the public.
Spectacular.
So anyways, that was a really cool deal. More pedestrian, I'm going to mention it again. It's not important at all, but I'm going to continue. The seating arrangement of this table, there's no reason that for 40 years the board of directors was able to sit at this and now we cannot accomplish 5 people sitting abreast at this table. So I will continue to hound at that until we can make some progress on it.
Duly noted.
And if it's
need
not
a
important to
horseshoe
anybody
table.
else, that's fine.
We need a horseshoe table.
We're going to have.
And so actually I have an idea. I could accomplish that in about 2 hours of work, and we probably have a lot more able carpenters in this agency than myself, but we could fix this table really, really quick.
Got to remember what was going on when there was 5 people.
I recall, and that was 5 years ago, and but for 40 or 50 years, they were able to sit abreast, and that thing that you're talking about
Maybe
is
they
no
were
longer a thing, as far as I know.
Maybe the people were
So it could be.
And that is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Fowler. Okay, for me, 2 days after our last meeting, I had a new pacemaker and a 3rd wire put in my heart, and so things are all good.
Amen.
It was a
Mhm.
spectacular procedure, went just according to plan. Totally different than my time in the spring, so a little more energetic going forward. I neglected, as we had a discussion about the parliamentary procedure, and bring that up again, the two items I forgot. One, the board members can make a point of order. That's one thing. If they think something is out of order, they can do that without recognition, just belt it out. They can also, if they get tired of the discussion, say, for instance, we were going to vote on building the Centennial Dam, okay, as a board item, and the vote is currently 3-2 or 2-3 or whatever it is, and the opposing side, the losing side is continue to talk, you can call for the question, okay? And that gives the president then the authority to say, to to referee the final discussion and then vote on it. So that's a new thing we haven't talked about before, calling for the question if the discussion drones on and on as it has in the past, we can use that option. It hasn't been a problem lately, so. Also, I'm I'm going to commission a new desk for the board of directors, a whole new desk.
Mhm.
I have a design idea already, and we'll see how that flies.
Am
and
I
see-
still off in the corner?
You could be at the
The new desk.
You're further over there, Earl.
You're going to have just a gentle
I
arc.
did gain a few pounds
Gentle-
over Christmas.
gentle arc.
Arch will give us more room. So, and we'll figure out how we're all going to pay for that as we go forward.
Well, we could all give $5.
Okay.
We all need a, have you seen the prices of lumber?
No, I have no idea.
Lemonade sale.
What's that?
Lemonade sale.
Lemonade sale?
There we go.
Anyway, that's all I have. Look forward to the new year, and the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You.